I know you're weaponizing your emotions. Stop it.
Hello and welcome back to Cinder and Salt. I am Kristy Sturdivant,
And I'm Candace Bethel.
and today we are going to be talking about something that I don't think a lot of people want to hear or talk about, and that is weaponizing emotions.
Oh, it's one of my favorite topics because we don't realize how often we are weaponizing our emotions. And most of the time, we're doing it unconsciously. But if you're walking around angry, sad, or upset in any way, people can feel that. And not only can they feel it, they can see it. And you're oftentimes using that feeling against them. Like, you have to conform to how I feel right now. I feel bad, so you need to make me feel better, or you're going to feel bad too.
Hmm. This is a really interesting topic of conversation because I feel that me, as someone who grew up in the 90s, I was very much raised in an environment, not where I was like told to repress my emotions, but it was just like a natural state of being. And we have somehow swung the pendulum over to this side where everybody is very conscious of their emotions and everybody is very aware of their emotions, or they're becoming very aware of their emotions. And now emotions, instead of being repressed, they're kind of like flipping out all over the place over here and just going in every which direction. And I know that even if you are unconsciously weaponizing your emotions, a lot of people actually consciously weaponize their emotions too in order to manipulate others, which I know I have seen a little bit, but I've definitely heard it from other people where they felt like they were put or trapped into a corner from like kids or maybe parents or siblings or whatever, where they're just like, okay, here I am. I guess I'm just going to let you do this so that something worse does not come about. Have you experienced this, Candace?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens to people. We have in society for so long, we have repressed and suppressed these emotions, and it's really only been in the last 10 to maybe 15, 20 years that it's been okay for people to feel their emotions. So they don't really know what to do with them half the time. So they're just like spewing out everywhere. They're like, I deserve to feel this and I deserve to feel that because I feel it in my body. Well, yeah, you do deserve to feel that. But just because you were hurt as a child and just because you hurt now doesn't make you deserving to hurt somebody. You don't deserve to hurt somebody because you're in pain. We don't need to put somebody else in pain because we're in pain. We should check ourselves. If we're in pain, we do not need to be going out in the world spewing our pain onto other people. Like, and we know when we're in pain. And we know when, like, so you can't say that you're not consciously aware that you're out there not being an asshole. Like, for real, when you're angry and you are talking to somebody else because you're angry, you are consciously being an asshole, period.
And I think this is really an interesting concept because I think that a lot of people are taking these emotions that they are feeling, they are letting them kind of run rampant around them. And then they are sometimes taking it a step further and they are stepping into that victimization of it, right? Like, these are my emotions, but I can't quite take responsibility for my emotions, so it must be your fault. And so it's this like really gross cycle of where I feel bad, I'm going to let you know that I feel bad. You are now like exacerbating me feeling bad, and so now this is your fault for feeling bad. And not nobody, but a lot of people are not taking responsibility for this. And I think that might be the first step in all of this. What do you think, Candace? Yes? No?
Yeah, we have to take responsibility for how we feel. If you don't feel good, that's fine. That's literally a signal in your body that something's wrong and something needs to shift. We're not supposed to ignore them. We're not supposed to suppress them. We're not supposed to weaponize them. And also, when we weaponize them, when we are like, I am this emotion, I feel this, you are worshiping that emotion and you are creating more of that emotion in your body, and it doesn't feel good. Like, we literally just feel our emotions right down here, right under this chest bone. They're right there. And then they take over the whole body, and we're like, no, I am this way and I feel this way. You don't. You're not. It might not even be your emotion, and it needs to just move through you. It wants to just go, but because you don't know how you feel and you're so used to feeling bad or not good, you're just like, nope, I'm this, and I'm just gonna spew it out to the world and put it like that. There's so many people walking around in anger and fear and hate, and they're just their
Oh.
emotions. It's not them.
Wow. So do you think that emotions can almost take on well, let's call it a zeitgeist. Are you familiar with the term zeitgeist?
Not exactly, but I probably
Okay.
get the concept.
Yeah, basically what a zeitgeist is when an emotion or some type of energy kind of forms on its own. And usually it lives in a
Mm,
place, like at a
mhm.
location or something, but I think it can also happen in the body. And we start taking on these identities of like, I'm an angry person, or I'm really jealous or whatever. And then people tell us that, and we just kind of take this identity on even more and more and more instead of actually moving the emotions through our body, which is that's what emotions are, right? It's energy moving through our body. We got to let them move through our body. Otherwise, they're just going to stay stuck in there.
Right. And when you don't move energy through, it becomes stagnant. And think of your body is mostly made of water, right? Most people can at least agree on that. And if you don't move water, it becomes stagnant. So if you're not moving your energy and you're holding on to these negative patterns, you're literally creating stagnant swamp water in your body. And of course, it's going to create toxins and sickness and illness and more anger because you don't have clear water running through it. You don't have like clear energy moving. You have all these blocks of darkness that it just keeps hitting up against. And when you feel this like darkness, it's meant, or this any of these anger, sadness, low vibration energies, it's literally meant for you to be like, hey, what's going on over here? And it's not meant for you to project out at other people. One of my most favorite things to deal with is when somebody is having an emotion. I say, I have an emotion and I want to tell somebody, like, this is how this is making me feel. And somehow that hurts their feelings. And now, not only am I dealing with my emotions around whatever the situation is, I now have to deal with their emotions first. Like, that is using your emotion, weaponizing your emotions unconsciously just because you were triggered. Instead of taking a deep breath and being like, okay, maybe we can have a conversation about this, we just spew it out our mouths, whatever our response is. It's not what it's meant for.
That's one of my biggest trigger phrases is, you hurt my feelings.
No,
I don't
no,
like it.
nobody can hurt your fucking feelings. You're the only person that can hurt your own fucking feelings. Stop taking on other people's energy. If somebody says something to you that hurts your feelings, first of all, your response is not their responsibility. I don't care what it is. Maybe it was awful, but you're here to hold your power. You know that maybe that's not you. And if you do know that that's you, maybe you need to check yourself and change your shit. Like, it's here for us to see, it's not here for us to sit in. Every single interaction that we have is an emotion, energy, like here to move through us, not stay in us.
There's a lot of sensitive people out in the world, though, Candace, and a lot of
Mhm.
people take a lot of offense to a lot of very different things. And they take a lot of other people's emotions on, and they take it very personally, right? So if someone is over
Mhm.
here spouting off something and you take it in and it causes another emotional reaction, you don't think like, "Oh, let me look at this emotional reaction that I'm having and, respond to this accordingly." You think, "Oh my gosh, they hurt my feelings. And now I feel justified for feeling icky and bad and I'm deflecting it back to them." This is like a really gross cycle that humanity is in.
It
So,
is, and it's a victim cycle, so those people are literally just allowing somebody else to take their power away, and they're like, "Whatever you said hurt me so bad that I have lost all my power and I can't take it back." Yeah, we've all done it, but stop it. Just fucking stop it. It's gross and it's harmful to your body. Just we do not need to do it anymore. And maybe if like what I'm saying is triggering for you, good. Go look at what's being triggered and talk to it. Say why? Why is this triggering? And don't just look at the superficial bullshit. Keep going. Why was that triggering? Why was that? Keep going.
it's uncomfortable to do such things, Candace, sometimes. But
It
when
is.
we do this, I think that you will find that the more you take responsibility for your own emotions and stop taking on other people's emotions, it will free you and you will feel so much better. And you will be able to more easily get to that underlying vibration of love, which is really what we all want and need to do at some point, right? Like, we want to be able to feel sympathy and empathy and compassion for our other humans and everything, but we can't start doing that and feeling those things until we can start taking responsibility for our own stuff and not letting other people's emotions affect us.
Correct. And we also will not do that for others until we feel it for ourselves first. We have to love ourselves first. So that's what all of this is all about, is showing you where you have lost your power and where you have stopped loving yourself and where you need to come back to yourself. So anything that's triggering here is literally where you've stopped loving yourself. And we are happy to help you back into loving yourself.
Yes. Fun fact, I love being triggered because it tells me where I can work on myself. And I like going into situations where they are very triggering because it gives me an opportunity to work through any stagnant emotions that I may have in my body because I don't want to be some gnarly sea witch. I wouldn't be a cute one like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. It would be much worse. So, let's talk about our favorite ways to move emotions. Okay. I'm going to tell you that when my kids were little, one of them reflected my rage really bad. And so him and I would stomp around the house like little crazy people, just stomping, stomping, stomping. I also am very fond of primal screaming into a pillow until I almost
Right.
vomit. It's very cathartic. What are your favorite ways to move emotions, Candace? Healthily.
My favorite ways to move emotions that I find are the quickest for me are truly breath work and sound work, and mantra, because those shift so quick. It bypasses the thinking mind, it bypasses that anger, and it actually bypasses where we feel those emotions, and it just clears it. And it often only takes me like a couple minutes now instead of a couple hours or a couple days to get over some of the emotions that come into my body.
It is a very helpful thing to know which emotions you are prone to in your life. For me, I am prone to frustration and anger and rage. I'm very ragey, and I don't know why. I don't really have a reason to be ragey. I just am. So, knowing which emotion is the one that comes up in your life most often is going to help you recognize it quicker so that you can move it through you quicker.
That is very true. And if you don't understand how your emotions are moving through, we can help you through human design. Your solar plexus and your spleen literally tell you what emotions and what fears you might be moving through at a consistent pace. And I know that sounds a little off, but it is spot on and it'll show you patterns of yourself in fear and in pain that have happened since childhood that you didn't even know were coming in, that you just loop through on probably like a weekly to monthly basis.
Yeah, I found human design to be a really helpful tool when I am looking at the energy that I have inside of me versus what is coming out towards me from other people. It has been so, so helpful. And the energy around the collective right now is moving crazy fast and it's a little erratic. And so, knowing how you work and how your energy flows through you and what triggers you most often and how to move through those triggers in a very healthy way so that you can clear it out is going to be very beneficial, just not for yourself, but for those in your immediate surroundings and for everyone on the whole. So,
And for those of you that are looking for something deeper, I do have an 8-week program that is starting May 19th that takes you deep down through all of your energy fields and how they relate to your emotions, how they hold on to tension, pain, and illness in the body.
yeah, we're going to link that below because you're definitely going to want to take one of Candace's classes because if you have never vibrated in your own energy, whoa, it is serious. It is good stuff.
Mhm.
Highly,
Yeah.
highly recommend.
Your own energy, just so you understand, is the most beautiful feeling that you have ever felt. Your vibration is literally meant for your frequency and for you to truly fall in love with your own frequency and to radiate that out to the world, and that is your gift to the world.
Yeah, and when you are vibrating at your highest frequency and you're feeling in your own energy, that's when you're like a master attractor. So, you
Mhm.
definitely want to do that if you're wanting to co-create your best life. So, even if you want to stay a little ragey and go out and yell at people, just know that you're creating more of that and you're not going to actually be pulling in what you want to pull in. So, definitely get into your own energy and vibrate at your highest possible state as often as you can. And I think that's all we have today. Candace, you got any words of wisdom to wrap up?
Pay attention to where your emotions land in your body. They land right here. Very physically, they land right here and they sit right there. So when you are feeling tension in your breath, you're feeling tension in your low back, and you're feeling tension in your diaphragm, that is your body telling you that those emotions don't belong there and something's here to move through. So just start paying attention and tune in for next time.